All right, the S&P 500, this is where we're at. Let's look back first. We always want to look back and to the left. So we sort of had quite a few bits of resistance here. So we can see here we broke above, then broke under, and then slashed through. Here, the two candles have long upper wicks, but their bases are there. So we had two closes right there. And then again, some resistance maybe slightly above. And so if you look where we're at now, huge bullish engulfing green candle on the weekly time frame. But I would just want to point out the RSI is very oversold. Anything at 70 or above is oversold. And we are at 67.97 right now. So let's jump to the daily chart, and you will see that the RSI has been oversold for quite some time now, above the 70s and then right at it right now. And so this is the black trend line that we've had since October of 22, and we are still moving higher there. Let's zoom in on the daily right quick, just for a little bit of idea of what next week could look like. So we do have a red candle here, and so what I would expect is that we come down a little bit tomorrow, and I wouldn't be surprised if we come back to this blue line, the 10 EMA. I think that would be a good spot for the S&P 500 to retrace to before a move higher. I think it's also important to note that we do have a large gap right here, and I wouldn't be surprised if the market ended up coming down and filling that gap at this blue trend line. All right, the next thing let's cover is QQQ, which is the NASDAQ, or the tech heavy sector. And so again, huge candle, and if you look, we are almost at this all-time high level. So I would draw a sort of resistance line there. And so let's go back and look. Here we are, lots of touches in here at that key level, and you can see we rejected it perfectly here in September of 21. So if we look at where we're at now, we touched it, or we opened, and our high of day or high of week touched it and then rejected off. So this is a really good candle. You would think that there's more upside to come. Again, I would just say to be cautious at this point. Here we are on the daily time frame. Again, we have not just one gap here, we also have a second gap, and they tend to be filled. And so again, long upper wick on Friday, which means it rejected and then it closed lower down here. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this come down to the 10 EMA and or filled these two gaps below.